sure the transcription is as accurate as possible. Coach will begin with an opening statement.
Obviously a great college basketball game. Tough for us in the sense I felt like, the demise of our team was simply our free throw shooting. Had we, rang the bell from the free throw line, I think the game's different. I think you could probably pick out a few plays. We don't come up with loose balls down the stretch, whether that's the end of the regulation or in the end of overtime. That, had we come up with a few of those, maybe the ending's different. But to me, that was it. It was a couple defensive stops we couldn't get simply because of loose balls and offensive rebounds, and fouling a few guys around the rim, and then our inability to make free throws. And we shoot 100 free throws on every game day. Each guy's responsible for shooting 100 free throws. And as I go down the list, our GA, Taylor Barnett, puts that list on my desk and I go down. And today was as good as it's been all year. 92, 94, 96, 91, 92. I think we had 3 guys out of 16 guys on the team. 3 guys that shot in the mid to high 80s. So sometimes it bounces like that.
What happened with Jordan? What happened with Jordan Ward today?
What do you mean what happened?
He wasn't as effective as he's been.
He didn't play well. He played very well. So we took him out and played with the other guys who were playing better.
How were they able to take him out of the game?
Well, I thought he missed some shots that he normally makes. I think he didn't really get going on the offensive glass until midway through the second half, and it was too late by then. Thought other guys were playing much harder, so we played other guys. And obviously he wasn't very good on the floor today. And, no one puts in more time than Jordan, but he didn't play very well.
We'll go to the left side, Jerry.
Kentucky struggled with execution, late game, possession by possession. How did you think they did tonight with that?
I want to say this in a respectful way. They don't run a whole lot. They just put what they perceive our weaker defenders in runner action. And they just have their 2 big guys setting pin downs, and they just try to run off those screens and gain an angle or gain an advantage. I thought they shot the ball better today, obviously, than they have all year. But I thought, some of their looks were created because of their quickness and their ability to use those screens effectively. But I give them credit. The cross screen for Nick Richards in the overtime hurt, and that was a little counter they run to that baseline runner that we had defended pretty well up until that point. 2 or 3 other times they ran it, but got our wires crossed or didn't recognize it quick enough, and they put the ball in the basket. So.
In the second half, it looked like Sistina kind of out-competed your guys' rebound. They got that 3, they went up 12. What changed after that?
Well, I think that in one of the huddles, I think our guys were a little pissed off. I think they became a little bit tougher on the defensive end. We let, for a little while, our offensive struggles get Kentucky out in transition. And then they broke our back on a couple of offensive rebounds. And I think a few of our guys had enough. And I thought the response was great. And when we evened it up and we came back from 12 points and then took the lead, we have to be able to do the same thing that got us back in the game, to finish off the game. But 2 teams competing their tails off. And again, I think if we make free throws, we go 9 for 20, they go for 21 for 25. That's a problem.
Chris, what did you think from what you saw from Tyrese Maxey today, and how challenging was it to stop him?
He's good. We knew that coming in. He's an explosive scorer. Like a lot of scorers, sometimes he takes some difficult shots, but at the same time, we knew that he was going to take. Guys like that don't lose their confidence usually, and he's just a challenge. A couple of the threes he hit in the first half we didn't do a good enough job getting back in transition and getting matched up, and you can't you can't play, in my opinion, at least with my team, maybe other teams can, an open court game with Kentucky and feel like you're going to be the victor. So we did a much better job of boxing them in the half court, playing half court basketball. He's good, and his pull-up game, his ability to make threes today was better than it's been. But we knew what he was capable of.
Mack, right?
Richards has put up some better stats this season than in the past, but I think a lot of folks around here were waiting to see if he would do it against a good opponent. What did you think of what he did?
He's good. I mean, he's big as hell. I mean, you don't see that size very often. I think when he stood next to Steve, I mean, Steve was a couple inches shorter. And I thought, but I thought Steve played his tail off. I thought he got deep post position. We went to him. He tied the game up, took the lead a couple times. Memory serves correct. We were trying to go to him. I know 17 shots is an awful lot for Steve, but outside of a few errant plays that he made, I thought Steve really did the job today. What we needed him to do. But we knew Nick Richards was a really good player. We tried to go at him as much as we could, and give him credit. We knew how talented he is.
That Kimball competed today. I mean, I don't know if this was his best game. It seemed like this may have been his best game for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I think our backcourt gets maligned at times, and I thought both Fresh and Darius, made some big time shots, big time plays. Whether it's Fresh's reverse layup, Fresh's three in the corner, Darius hit a big three. I mean, I thought those guys did a pretty damn good job on both ends of the floor against a very talented, athletic, quick backcourt. And so I think they grew up a little bit today, in terms of maybe their confidence and what we need them to be down the stretch.
To expand on that a little bit, why was Fresh able to be so much more aggressive tonight? It seemed like he was just kind of splitting the defense, getting to the rim a lot more than he has in the past, in addition to the three-pointers.
Well, I think for Fresh, Kentucky really denies, passes. And that opens up the court if you can gain a half step on your man. And Higgins is awfully handsy. He loves to try to take the ball from you. Fresh is in his 5th year. And that's still a challenge. I don't care how many years he's been playing. Higgins really good with his hands. But, at times that leaves you exposed. You use your hands, forget about your feet, gets in the lane. And I thought he made some terrific plays today. His ability to finish. I thought as the game wore on, he gained a lot of confidence in himself. Big time three. We know Fresh has it in him. I was really pleased to see how our point guards responded today.
Coach, congratulations first off. You've got Florida State coming up in a matter of days. This game, does it really prepare you for conference play, knowing that the ACC is arguably one of the top basketball conferences in the country? Are you where you need to be?
I mean, I think anytime you play a team as talented as Kentucky, as well coached, in their house, it's going to prepare you for some of the venues we're going to play. We're going to play big teams, we're going to play athletic teams, we're going to play teams in hostile environments. And I don't know if last year's team, the team I had last year, could have been able to piece together an ability to tie the game, take the lead. Really felt like we had control of the game. If you can say that on one possession games, couldn't come up with a defensive rebound. We couldn't make our free throws, and that hasn't been a problem for this team. But you give Kentucky a lot of credit for, battling through some resiliency as well, showing resiliency like they did. So, yeah, I think anytime you play games this magnitude, in this environment, it's only going to make your team better if they stay together. And we have a lot of high character guys in our locker room, so I don't really worry about the staying together piece.
I'm wondering how much, if there's a degree of satisfaction in coming in here, Kentucky had the wagon circle and lost their last two, charged atmosphere, to take them into overtime to play competitively right till the end with Laura not so.
But we expected to win, like the 106th team in Louisville history didn't have to bear the burden of the last time other teams didn't come here and do the job. So we expected to win. We're disappointed that we didn't. But as I said before, I think the guys in our locker room will figure out a way to make this game, make them better. What I saw on the floor wasn't anything different that I already knew about my team. we just have to get better in certain areas, and a couple guys got to play better.